Alright, back out here again working on the differential for the Camaro. I've got some of the stuff laid out here. We've got our new caliper, or not calipers, rotors for the differential, bunch of brackets, spacers, shims, things to be welded on, brake cables, hydraulic lines, brake hoses, and we got our calipers there. So I did notice, I guess when I got this thing, a couple of years back probably, I got the master cylinder booster assembly instructions mixed in with this stuff, so I'm guessing the one for this is probably in that box. I'm going to go ahead and search for that, and then I'll get back on this thing. But I mean, it's pretty much self-explanatory. If I remember correctly, it should be rotor right basically middle of your caliper, which is what the shims here are going to be for if you need to space them out or do anything like that. And I guess the same thing with these shims for the bracketry. And the bolts to anchor it down. And these are the actual brackets for the, if I can get it out of here, for the caliper itself. And axle nuts, I guess, depending on what you're working on, because I think this fits several applications. So, but anyways, so let me search around for a few more things, and then I'm going to get started on this, and I'll turn it back on in just a little bit. Thanks. Okay, so searched around a little bit, couldn't find directions, started putting this thing together, and come to realize I've got two calipers that have, where is it here, an R on them. So I'm guessing right hand side, which explains why I'm having the problems I'm having. Because I got the bracket on, everything looks to be correct. Again, no instructions, but it looks to be good. And when the cable comes in for the parking brake, of course it'll be coming from the front of the car, so that will pull that. Can't even compress it, but it'll pull that, and that'll be the parking brake. And so I put this bracket on, and I've been trying to put the caliper on, and I'm going, the caliper doesn't fit unless I put this to the opposite direction. But then of course if I put this over here and then I put the caliper on, the mechanism for the parking brake is facing out towards the back of the car. And I'm like, that's weird, what the heck is going on? So finally that's what I noticed. I have two calipers that have an R on them. So this is a Summit kit. I'm going to have to call Summit and then tell them what's going on, and hopefully they can send me out a left caliper. Hopefully they don't want the whole kit back, because then I got to take it back apart. But hopefully, like I said, we can get one sent out. So I guess I am done for the day. So I'll contact them and see what they say, and once I get the correct part, I'll get back out here and keep moving forward. Alright, so in a couple of days, just back out here, I was doing a little more work. Thought I would turn this on and show you what I've done and fill you in on the situation with the caliper. Like I said, it's been a couple of days, went back and forth with a representative from them, from Summit, and they had ordered a caliper, but it turned out to be for the front left. So I had to get back in touch with them and get it for the rear left. And then they sent me a part number, but it was the wrong part number. And then I realized, which was my fault, that there was a part number on the box. I had kind of forgotten all about that. I just took it for granted that, you know, when I said their part number, kit number, blah blah blah, that it would be pretty simple, but I need to be a little more elaborate. And so I got the part number, and they are sending out the correct one, caliper for that side over there on the left. I don't know when it's going to come, but I got the email today, so hopefully pretty soon, a couple days or something like that early next week. So I will, when I get that part, I'll put it on. But in the meantime, I had connected the cable here for the parking brake on that side. I've got the other one right there, which I can't obviously do until I get the other caliper. So, and I got the brake hose here tightened up, welded on the little bracket, got it clipped in. I actually wound up making a new line from here to here. Cut the old one and tried to reflare it, and it just didn't work very well. So I had that 3/16 tubing here from doing brakes on something else. I don't remember what, but what I did is I cut the spring off just to make it look kind of like it's supposed to look with the spring around it. So got that on there, and then of course now when I get to the other side, I'm going to have to weld on the bracket here somewhere, and I'm going to do the same thing, just probably get rid of the factory piece here, because like I said, it just didn't seem to flare very well. And then go ahead and weld the bracket on, put the hose, actually probably be looking at the other side, probably be more like in this area. But anyways, weld that bracket on, put the rubber hose, and like I said, redo this line. And then obviously I'm going to replace this as well. So I don't know if that just screws out or it's all one piece, but I'm going to have to talk to the parts store about that, get that done. But this side is looking pretty good. So like I said, once I get that other caliber in, I will go ahead and finish up that other side, and I'll turn this thing back on. But for right now, I'm out of parts, so I'll just turn this off and turn it back on when I get some parts. Alright, thanks. Alright, so got a little ahead of myself, but we have the caliper, and so what happened was I got what was supposed to be a left-hand caliper from Summit, and it turned out to be a right-hand side again, even though it was in a box that was marked left-hand. And I called them and talked to someone. I think I had mentioned not getting any directions with this thing. I believe I also mentioned it seems like this wanted to fit that way rather than that way. Anyways, long story short, that's actually the way it's supposed to go. I guess with the staggered shocks, it's supposed to have one facing one way, the other facing the other way. I really would have preferred to have to relocate the shocks or do something, honestly, but the more I thought about it, just decided to set it up the way that they recommended it be set up. So that's where it's at. As you can see, I got the brake lines connected, I got the cables for the parking brake connected, remade this line. I did finally get a new junction here, so that is done. So, and I did paint the calipers black. It was just what I happened to have laying around, some black engine paint, so I figured should work, should hold up to any whatever, since it's an engine paint, and the heat should be okay too, so should be, we'll find out. Just wanted to put something on there so they don't rust up. So, but anyways, so this is finished up, and we'll call this a video. Next time you see this thing, it's probably going to be under the car. So I want to thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.